do you think, actually? I'd love to hear your experience with panels and whether you think there's a big difference between panels and being a keynote speaker.
Yeah, I think there's a huge difference. And I love what you said about the moderator playing a big role in terms of whether an introvert is successful on a panel or not. Because one of the things I loved about keynoting when I first, or speaking when I first started, was as an introvert in conversation, we tend to acquiesce a lot to extroverts. So we might have something to say, but as soon as there are people around us who are a bit more animated and speak a bit faster or get in their ideas more quickly, quite often we just sort of, oh, all right then, it's going at a pace that's a bit too fast for me, I can't interject, etc. So when I started first doing speaker training and realized, oh, I've got 7 minutes to speak uninterrupted, what the heck, this is amazing, right? That was a big part of my attraction to being a speaker. And it still is, because you have a chance to really express your ideas, to think things through before you have to get up on stage and so on. However, as a panelist, it's a different story. And I remember the first panel that I did was quite a high profile one. So my first book had come out, How to Be a Diva at Public Speaking. I got a chance to do a panel at an event for Marie Claire. And there was somebody on who is quite a well-known influencer. And she's very, very extroverted, super extroverted. And so the questions would come along and I would go and answer my question. And before I'd finished, this super high energy extrovert would butt in, just pick up what I was saying and just kind of grab it and take it for herself. Literally, I just really, really struggled to express any of my opinions. And the moderator, to my mind, could have done a much better job in terms of holding at bay, this woman, so that I had a chance to fully express my ideas. And I felt that I performed very poorly and I felt kind of embarrassed. And it actually, at the end, a couple of audience members even came up and they kind of patted me on the shoulder and said, "Oh gosh, that was a bit full on, wasn't it? Oh, she spoke a lot, So it wasn't just me, it was actually recognised by the audience, even though they were sympathetic about it. And what I did for a while, I always turned down panels, and then I thought, you know what? I need to, because sometimes it's an opportunity and they won't have you as a keynoter. You just have to kind of get your few words in as a panelist. So then I thought, okay, I need to have an implementation plan for how I can succeed at this panel. And so I said to myself, all right then, well, I can't change who I am, but anytime there's a question that comes to me and somebody just like steals the time away and I can't finish, the next time I'm asked, I will say, yeah, happy to answer that. But first, let me just continue my point from before, because I didn't quite finish. And I made sure that every single time I just did that. And so what it did for me is it made me feel a lot calmer, because I knew that some way, somehow I would finish. And it made me feel more prepared. And again, I didn't come across poorly, because now I was actually able to finish every response. So that was my strategy.